Good morning, dear students. Now we'll have a session on Introduction to AC Circuits. We all know that the general equation for a sine wave is equal to V equal to Vm sine omega t. Now, in this slide, we'll see how to represent a phasor representation of a sinusoidal waveform. Now we'll see any vector. Here we are considered a vector A. Vector A to be rotated from 0 degree throughout the circle to complete the 360-degree. And you can see that at each and every point of rotation, it shows a similar position on the sine wave. So as it rotates, as the vector rotates through each different positions on the circle, it takes a position on the sine wave and it completes a 360-degree. So from this we can know what is the phase and phase difference. Phase difference of a sinusoidal waveform. First we'll see what is a phase. What is the phase of a sinusoidal waveform? Phase of a sinusoidal waveform is the position of the wave at any particular instant, or the position of that particular vector at any particular instant. So from this waveform we can see that at pi by 2 or at 90-degree the voltage wave is having its peak value. That is the phase of the voltage wave at that particular pi by 2 degree. Now, when can you say that two vectors or two waves are at the same phase, or when they are in phase with each other? Now, in certain cases, even if the vectors are having the same frequency, sometimes they may cross the zero positions at different instants. In such cases, we can say that they're having a phase difference between them. But in some other cases, the vectors will have the same frequency and also they reaches their minimum and maximum value at the same instant. In such cases, we can say that they are in phase with each other. We have for a particular resistor, for any particular resistor, you have the voltage and current in phase with each other. So the current and voltage will have their minimum and maximum value at the same instant. Now in this figure, we can have the reference wave as the voltage wave. You can see the voltage starting from 0 or the initial position. And the current wave is shown by a red color. We can see that the current lags the voltage by a particular angle phi. Here phi is equal to 30-degree. The current lags the voltage by this angle phi. That is, the current only crosses the reference axis or the zero crossing after a particular angle phi. So we can say that the current lags the voltage, and so the equation is written as V is equal to Vm sin omega t for the voltage wave which is a reference, and the current lags the voltage, so I is equal to Im sin omega t minus phi. So if you're having two waves or two vectors of the same frequency, but if they cross the zero values at different instants, then there is a phase difference between them. So in this case, we are having the current lagging the voltage. So you can see the generation of the sine wave here. Similarly, in the second figure, you are having two vectors. One can be considered as a reference, either red or blue. One is, I am considering the red as a reference. Now what about blue? Blue is leading the current or leading the red color by an angle phi, by a particular angle phi. Now lagging and leading quantities, you are having the phasor diagram here. We consider the reference axis for the first figure. We consider the voltage V as the reference. If V is the voltage reference value, And if we are considering the direction of rotation in the counterclockwise manner, the current I is equal to Im sine omega t minus phi, because the current lags the voltage. You are rotating in this manner, so you're having the current lagging the voltage by an angle phi. Here phi is equal to 30 degree. So this is the lagging condition. Now consider the second figure. We are having the reference axis here. Reference is considered as the current I. So what about the voltage V? The voltage V is leading the current by an angle phi. Now we'll move on to J operator. What is J operator? You might have studied about the imaginary number, that is a plus ib, while using the complex numbers in your plus 2. That is, I is represented in the same manner as j. I is the imaginary number. In electrical, we use j as the imaginary part because already we are using I for current. J is an operator which is used to rotate the phasor through 90 degree in counterclockwise direction. So as this vector, suppose we are considering the vector A. Vector A is rotated through an angle 90 degree. It is multiplied by j, so it is aj. And again when it is multiplied by 90 degree, it is aj square. J square is equal to minus 1. Again when 90 degree rotation, j cube into a. So j square into j is j cube. J square is minus 1. So j cube is equal to minus j. When we rotate again, it is j cube into j, which is j raised to 4. Again it is minus 1 into minus 1. So it is simply the original vector A itself. So that is the use of J operator. Now we will move on to the different representations of complex numbers. We are having three important representation of complex numbers. One is the rectangular form, next is polar form, and the exponential form. Rectangular form, z is equal to x plus jy. Z is the complex representation where x and y, x is the real part and y is the imaginary part. Considering the polar form, z is equal to a angle theta. A gives the magnitude, whereas theta gives the angle between the vectors. And again the exponential form, z is equal to a e raised to j theta, where e raised to j theta is the exponential part, which is equal to cos theta plus j sin theta. So from the figure, you're having the vector A again resolved into two components, x component and y component. X is equal to a cos theta, y is equal to a sin theta, and also theta is equal to tan inverse y by x. Now to find the magnitude of A, since A is the hypotenuse, A is equal to root of x square plus y square. Again, to form the exponential form, z is equal to a e raised to j theta. E raised to j theta is cos theta plus j sin theta. And if it is e raised to minus j theta, then it is cos theta minus j sin theta. Now we'll see certain examples for polar to rectangular conversion. So if we have to convert any polar form to rectangular form, you are given a polar form here, 6 angle 30, which is equated as the rectangular form x plus jy. We have to form the rectangular form x plus jy out of this. So x is equal to a cos theta and y is equal to a sin theta. Remember the figure, x is equal to a cos theta, y is a vertical component, that is equal to a sin theta. So 6 angle theta 30 is equal to 6 cos 30 plus j 6 sin 30, and you will get the answer. Similarly, we can convert rectangular to polar also. So we can see another example. To convert 5.2 plus j3 to polar value a angle theta, we can have the magnitude a. This is x plus jy form. So a equal to the magnitude root of x square plus y square. and theta is equal to tan inverse phi by x. And you get the value of 6 as the magnitude and 30 as the angle theta between the vectors. So by directly substituting this, you are getting the polar value. Now, how can we multiply and divide two complex numbers? So for addition and subtraction, we usually use the rectangular form, whereas for multiplication and division, we use the polar form. Or in your scientific calculators, you can do it directly by converting into complex mode. So we'll have a quick review on this. That is, if you're having a multiplication of two complex numbers z1 into z2, always we have to multiply the magnitude part, whereas you have to add the angular part. While multiplying two complex numbers, multiply the magnitude part and add the angular parts. So we have a1 into a2 angle theta 1 plus theta 2. So if you're having two polar values, 6 angle 30 and 8 angle minus 45, so we can multiply the magnitudes, that is 6 into 8, and add the angular part 30 and minus 45. So we'll get the answer directly. Now for division, it is you're having again the same polar values. So 6 angle 30 divided by 8 angle minus 45. So the magnitudes can be divided and the angular parts can be subtracted. 6 by 8 angle 30 minus of minus 45. And your answer is this one. It is very simple. Now we'll have a quick recap. We have seen the phasor representation of a sinusoidal waveform. Again, what is a phase? Phase is the position of the wave at any particular instant. Whereas, what is phase difference? If two vectors are having the same frequency, but they crosses the 0 points at different instants, then we can say that they're having a phase difference between them. That is a lead or lag. If it is in the leading condition, you say that the current is leading the voltage. If it is lagging, you can say that the current is lagging the voltage. Then it's J operator. J operator is used to rotate a phasor through 90° in the counterclockwise direction. And then we have the different complex representations, rectangular, polar, and exponential form. They are conversions and also certain numericals. That's it from this video. Thank you.